I cannot tell if this is working properly. I am so sorry for any noises in the background. Oh, of course it's not working. Oh, okay, there we go. I have like nothing planned for this stream. I'm just stuck in quarantine like the rest of you, and we were starting to remodel the room in the back, so now I'm like stuck in a corner because I forgot we were going to do that. So it looks like it's a little bit laggy, that's for sure. So yeah. Again, I apologize for any background noise. Everybody's home like usual. You hear me say this in my videos, so yeah, I have like zero quiet space here. And yeah, so let me just link this on Twitter real quick. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I haven't live streamed in ages, and this is very awkward. Again, sorry for the background noise. But yeah. Please check. I'm checking. It's giving me issues here with the. Oh boy. I don't want it that big. Oh my god. It's like every time I go to do something, everybody wants to be like loud. Oh, okay. If everything's working on your end, Teresa, that's awesome because I can't tell on my end at all. So you guys are just gonna have to tell me. And I'm sorry for the way the camera just went like whoop whoop for a second because, yeah. It's not fun right now. So, how's people quarantine going? Mine, not too bad. Chris is watching fights right now. What are you watching fights right now? You watching fights right now? Yeah, he's watching fights right now. So, we might end up coming up with a Twitch during quarantine. He plays a lot of games and stuff like that, so keep an eye out for that. I just wanted to get used to being in front of the camera again because it's been such a long time and everyone's asking me questions about the channel and what's going on, and it's simple. I am trying to get a proper place. I am one of those people that, like, if I had a special dedicated place in my house, I would use it. Hi, Emily. Um, but I don't, and it bothers me because I am one of those people that likes to give out really great productions, and without the space, the proper space, and even just a little bit of quiet, as you will hear in the background, I'm sure tons of dogs and human beings. Um, it's really hard, especially with what I'm trying to do with the um, Chamber of Horrors show. So I have a lot of exciting news coming up. You will be seeing ground zero of where we're going to build the studio and everything coming to life. I don't know why I'm feeling my arms around, so I'm actually working on getting, hey Nick, I actually working on trying to get some licenses so I could do some sort of like show a film and also watch like a movie together thing. I'm looking into that. So it's just, I am completely like new to this live stream thing, as you can tell. So it's been a while. I think the last time I live streamed, and last time I live streamed, it was way back on a channel that I can't even get into. I don't even know if it still exists. Me and my friend Luna used to live stream all the time, and it was crazy and fun, and then we just went separate ways, so it never stuck. And yeah, so like I'm here to discuss anything horror, anything like if you have a question for me, I'll answer that too. I'm sorry if my camera is laggy. This is my first time using this stuff, and yeah, Emily, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and it's really stressful. So that's why I'm kind of using this quarantine to get everything in order. It's a big project. I'm literally building something from the ground up. There is no existing building right now. It's just ground. So it's interesting, and people keep telling me it's impossible, and that just makes me want to do it more. So I've been working with Emily a lot on horror looks, so I will be doing some Mercy's workshops. I did order a couple of things to work with. I know I only have one episode up with The Burn. I do have more coming. I have Third Degree coming. I have a zombie palette coming. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'll be able to do, and I want to eventually feature stuff on my channel where viewers get to do more of the costume contest thing like I do every year, except like the ones that do special effects specifically. Like I want to do something for them too, not just everybody. Like the costume contest is for everybody, but these little special effects challenges I'm going to be giving people, they'll be able to like win like a little bit of a kit. So that's coming to the channel, and that would be featured on Mercy's Workshop episodes. So yeah, like I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but I went ahead and I looked through like all the messages I've accumulated over the past few months, and basically I'm trying to answer everybody's questions because I can't just type, and there we go. So I'm trying to let it roll, but it's just I'm all blah 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 right now because it's kind of weird being off right now. I'm usually working at a resort, and we usually have like a whole bunch of people in town, and everything is like a perfect ghost town, and it would be perfect to do some sort of photo shoot or film a movie right now, but you can't because everybody's like, I don't know. Some people are weird, like lately. It's not really too weird for us up here because it's always a ghost town up here, but like in the tourist cities or towns, it's kind of freaky. So I've got people like talking to me on different websites too, so like send me questions, and it's crazy because they're coming in fast, and I didn't expect that. So yeah, I hate that I'm lagging on the screens because I'm thinking like it's not sounding good. So you guys really need to let me know because this is really weird. Seeing me all over my desktop is kind of weird. But the worst thing about quarantine, oh, the fact that now that I'm forced to stay home, I don't want to. Like now is the time. Like it sucks because we just got out of like a crazy winter. Like our winters are really long, and so now it's the time to be like really nice and like go places, and we can't now. So it's just like an extra long winter, but like there's no snow on the ground, and it's really really frustrated. Yeah, I know. I'm not in my character voice today. I'm in my PJs, and I kind of just woke up at like 6 o'clock. I took a nap, and it's just kind of weird. It's my character voice for Mercy isn't really too different. I just try to speak a little softer and enunciate more because, as you can see if I don't, I start flailing and talking really fast. So it comes and goes sometimes, and there's sometimes I have to do a couple takes because I'm talking to. Yeah, yeah. Teresa's up in Canada, and she says it's weird there too. I think it's weird everywhere. I heard from my pals overseas in Serbia, and they said it's pretty strange over there. Hello. Holy crap again. I'm so sorry for the people in the background. I don't know if you can hear them. I can hear them, so I'm guessing you can. But I, yeah, I'm actually working on a horror movie. I've had it under wraps because there's so much going on, and I don't want to. I'm not ready to release too much info. I'm one of those people that think like if you say too much, somebody's gonna run with your idea, which has happened to me. I did start a series here on YouTube, and then I found out like somebody that's like a fan of mine took it and ran with it, but they ran with it and they have their own thing, and it's not that bad, but it still kind of like discouraged me. So, oh, Ed is probably stomping around cause all happy and jolly because he just got home. He got a lot of bottle customers, so he's all happy. But I don't know who else is stomping around out there. Like, it's just, this is a prime example of how hard it is for me to sit down and record. And I feel so out of funk because my roots are coming in and I don't have my cool hair anymore. I swear we're all gonna look like cave people by the time this quarantine's over. And just watching Dragon Ball Z in the background. But yeah, I think um, I think one of the other things I'm gonna bring is my prop making because I find that a lot of people are asking me about that. I have like several emails on that. Are you gonna be doing that? Are you gonna be doing that? Yes, I'm going to be doing that. Just be patient with me. It's so hard. Yeah, Emily, that's exactly why I like doing it. And also, when I would go to horror con, everybody that I spoke to that was in the professional field always told me if you have an idea, just keep it to yourself until you're ready to present it. And that stuck with me, and I have a vision in my head, and I'm gonna be really picky with it. I swear I'm gonna be one of those directors where people are like they're really hard to work with, but I totally get why. That's gonna be me, just because I have this vision. I know it's gonna work, and yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure Jolly Ed will not deny the tickling. Depends on the type of day it is, though. But probably today he would probably laugh his ass off if he knew that was on YouTube. But so, do you guys like have any questions like horror wise or anything like that? So, or anything you guys want to share? Because I'm reading the live chat here, and I also have a bunch of emails, but I don't want to ignore the people that are here live. So, okay. So, is it nerve wracking meeting celebrities at HorrorCon? No, it's not. Not for me anyway. The way I see it is they're normal people like me, and they just have a cooler job than I do, and it's actually really interesting to learn from their side. All the time we see like these prim and proper interviews on YouTube or TV, and it's just really cool to have just a conversation with them that's not in the interview format, and a lot of them appreciate that. If you do find something that you're a major fan of and you feel yourself turning into the fangirl, breathe. Do not be the fangirl. All the complaints I ever hear are the people, the fangirls. So, yeah, I thought after 14 days of something magical would happen, not so much. See, I haven't been in isolation for 14 days yet, Emily. I think it's only been like a week. Yeah, a week, because yesterday was Friday. So yeah, it's only been a week for me. But I'm using this as a positive for the creativity and planning out this channel and taking it full force. And I got photo shoots coming up soon, which, well, they were coming up soon, but now everything's changed around. So it's a pain in the ass. Do you ever think there will be another golden age of horror in our movie culture? I think so, because to me everything comes around in a loop. Um, what I mean by that is, like, there was a golden age, of metal music too, and that's making a comeback, and everything eventually makes a comeback because people are starting to get sick of the whole CGI everything, or, okay, this is predictable, jump scare everything. I think we're moving to the fact that, okay, we're sick and tired of seeing these prim and proper celebs, and when I go on horror chats or horror things, everybody's saying, hey, we need to put more effort, but I don't think it's going to be from Hollywood like in the past. The golden age of horror is going to come from the independent people because we have the technology now, with the independent artists. It's going to go that route. I think Hollywood itself has just overdone everything, and that's why they just pump remake after remake. So the golden age of Hollywood horror, I think, is done. A new age of golden horror is going to come up, but it's going to come from the people that now have beautiful technology that drives us mad. And you see a lot of that if you ever go to a horror convention. That opens your eyes a lot, and I really think there's a few in PA, so if you want later I can link you, and just you can see it once and you can kind of see how the golden age actors and actresses aren't in the spotlight because they aren't doing the Hollywood formula. And I think everyone's just gonna move away from that and start looking at the people on YouTube and other things. I think 90% of what I watch is horror, thrillers, or mysteries. Yeah, I like the psychological ones a lot. Everybody is weirded out that I'm not scared of clowns. I love creepy clowns. I love the psychology behind the creepy clown movies. Terrifier was one of my favorite movies. I absolutely love that clown. I agree that would come from the bottom up. Absolutely, and it's because they can write without having to deal with the Hollywood hogwash, like their formula, and it's gonna be great. And I think what motivates me and makes me so happy about that is I'm gonna be part of that generation that at least starts it. So it's gonna be great. And do you like gore or when you have to use your imagination, or both? It really depends on the movie. If I'm watching a slasher that's inspired by like the 1970s, like Terrifier, then you gotta have some gore in there because it's just that's what it is. But then I like things like Psycho. He never really shows the blood. It's all up to your imagination. So it really depends. But I think you can go overboard with the gore though, to where it's like super unrealistic. I like it to be as realistic as possible, even if it's like a vampire movie or alien movie, whatever it is. I do think the gore needs to stay realistic. When it gets to the point where it's campy, I kind of just lose interest because, again, even though I know this is fake and this is monsters, you kind of got to keep it. The part of the fear is how realistic it looks, and if you take that away, it's kind of like, okay. I do also think horror is going to move more towards a psychological aspect to start that golden age thing too that we were talking about, because now people are kind of bored with monsters and all this stuff, and now especially now with being in quarantine, people are like thinking and looking up thrillers. Like I've noticed when I browse around, everybody's watching thrillers, psychological stuff, so I think it's going to kind of start with that, like mind trickery. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, was a celebrity ever mean to you? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And I kept my cool, which is really hard, but I was in a public place and I wasn't going to not be cool. Linda Blair, Christopher Sarandon, worst two people ever. And the chick that played Terry on Three's Company, she was in Devil's Rejects. I forgot her name right now. She was awful. She got drunk and like spilled a whole bunch of stuff on me at the VIP party, got in my face for it. It was awful. And the next day she was like trying to give me a free autograph and I'm like, I don't want it. I'm so sorry for the dogs, guys. My music fest. Yes, I am working on doing music fest as well. That was just something that was sent to me on a different chat. I am working on that. I'm working on a combination of things because they all work together. And I actually used to play bass guitar. I used to sing a lot, so I have a music background. I really went to a lot of concerts. I met a lot of famous people there to make some connections there. But horror ultimately took my first priority, which is shocking to me because when I was like 5 or 6, I was watching the old Little House on the Prairie at my grandmother's house, and one of the girls cut her ankle, and the blood came out, and I passed out. So it's crazy that now I'm all like, yeah, I'm making all these gory things. See, I haven't rewatched Quarantine. I didn't like the first time I went around. I've kind of like avoided that kind of stuff just because everybody on Facebook's like COVID-19. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I know a lot of other uh, streamers and everybody were getting in trouble for saying that. So oops, I don't know. I'm not up with it. But like I don't know. I think this whole quarantine is gonna inspire a lot of horror writers to come out of the gook, the muck. So why I stopped playing music. It didn't take that. Did I ever to meet Elvira? Almost. She has a very long line full of middle-aged men, and you have two guesses why. And then I know she saw me because she said that I could, like, me and my friend looked like we could be her daughters or whatever because we had, like, all black get-ups and stuff like that. But she didn't really, like, I didn't get to, like, meet me because the whole line. Yeah, like, she tried to give me a free autograph, and I was just like, I don't want it. And honestly, Ace Frehley from Kiss was not a douche like I thought he was gonna be. I only met him because I accidentally bumped into him and his bodyguards were pissed. Like I tripped over my shoe and bumped into him and I totally didn't mean it. And his like here come like 6 bodyguards and I'm only 5'5" and the bodyguards are like 6'7", and I'm just like, dudes, like I really wasn't trying to do anything. But I want to actually be able to sit down with Elvira. I think she would be really cool to talk to. And I think the craziest person that I've ever met was Ted Raimi. He was really hyper, really jolly. I wasn't expecting that. I'm kind of like a really chill person, so when you see people that are like really hyper, Bill Moseley was actually really chill too. Uh, you know, and it was crazy. It's funny because I swear I never heard anything about that. Like, yeah, and like when he plays in his movies, he's like all these like weird characters, but when you go to his table, he's just like, "Hi, how are you? Can you pass me the paper?" So, and Tony Todd was really great too. He actually didn't want to charge me for a photograph, and so we snuck out of the convention center so I could get a free photo, and then I lost the photo on my friend's camera. It sucked. Haven't heard anything about people. Oh, you haven't heard anything about people watching Quarantine? I see it all the time. I'm actually in. I have a group with Bat Bones, who's another YouTuber. We have it called Spooky Babes, and it's all of us weird alternative chicks, and they've posted in there. I know you're in that group too, Emily. Sometimes I've seen like early in the morning, if I can't sleep, I go on there and like the people in other countries like, I'm watching this, but we've slowed those posts down because like it was so many and it was getting spammy. So because I'm an admin of that group, but yes, I'm okay. Are you going to have any haunts? Yes, obviously I'm gonna have like lots of haunts, and that's where the music festival kind of ties in because I can have live bands, I can have a haunted trail, I can do all that kind of stuff, and that's what I'm interested in. And I am so sorry I'm talking with my hands today. I see my playback and I'm just like voguing like that Madonna song from the 90s, which I heard on Sirius Radio today. Do I have a horror that I hate? Yes, most modern. And I don't say that just to be like one of those elitist people. I say it because I think they're poorly done. Like, the stories are great, but they're rushed, and they rely too much on the computers. And if you've watched my channel, you'll know why. CGI is supposed to be like Facebook, well, Photoshop to me. Just go in and fix it. Hey, Google World Order. I'm doing alright. How about you? I saw one person watching Contagion. Yeah. Yeah, everybody wants to get their tinfoil hats now, and it's crazy. Like, don't do that. There's no reason to. Just don't lick doorknobs and wash your hands. And I've been saying that, and people are like, you're so mean, you're not taking it seriously. That's seriously what they say. Avoid people and wash your hands. So, I just me. But how are you during this plague? Are you guys still being able to make content, or no? If you guys want to, you guys can check out Google World Order. They put out some fantastic content as well. And Teresa, she does a lot of Island Girl there. She does a lot of paranormal stuff, so give them a look. And if Nick was still here, Dark Mage 4 Productions, I know higher in the chat they were there. Why did I hate the new It? I found the clown not scary, and it kind of took me out of the movie. I think having part 1 and 2 was stupid. They could have just did part 2 as the whole movie, because you're basically watching part 1 in part 2, and it just wasn't great. Of course, you're welcome for the shout out. Well, they're drunk. Well, there's no rain here. It's just silent for once, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, back to the new It just didn't resonate with me. I like creepy clowns, like severe creepy clowns, and that's why I recommend Terrifier, and I cannot wait for Terrifier 2 to come out, because that is my jam. I don't know if I was part of a carnival in a past life or what, but creepy dolls, creepy things, yes. Is Contagion on the WB or is it a movie? I see so many scary things. I get mixed up. I usually watch everything on the internet. I don't watch it on a channel or anything. Zombies and alcohol is often a bad company, especially during now. Especially during now. Don't let them wander out. They might come back as real creepier zombies. Yeah, Contagion is a movie, but I'm not sure if they showed it on TV or not. I watch everything online because I don't like commercials, and I think paying $200 for cable is ridiculous. What is your opinion on why people are psychologically drawn to horror genre? Okay, people are drawn to the genre, I think, to get away from reality, because reality can get mundane. Even if you have like a really cool job you're passionate about or anything like that, everybody needs a break sometime, and it's kind of cool to go into these different realms. And yeah, they've got fantasy and all that kind of stuff, but horror really digs deep. I think people really love to be scared. I think they love to be on edge and just get deep into these stories, or can this really happen? Can it not happen? Sort of mentality. And I think it's just one of the best genres, because even though there's a lot of cheesy movies out there, you still get a reaction out of it. And it's just an escape, a fun escape. It's kind of like the same reason why people like to go to haunted houses. And when I do research or work haunted houses, people are telling me, I love to get scared. I love to get scared. It's refreshing. It takes my stress away. So I don't know, like, they like induced panic. I don't know. But I think it's just to take it away from everything. I'll have to look it up and see if I have watched it. Yeah, look it up. Check online, Emily. I know, like, for myself, I'm drawn to horror because I like the imagery, and it actually calms me down for some reason. I just like, I have that sense of wonder. So, it's just, I think that's kind of like the curiosity killed the cat sort of thing when it comes to it. I honestly don't know why people like boring slasher films though. Like I don't understand why the Scream franchise got as big. Maybe because Wes Craven's name. I'm not really sure, but those movies I don't understand why people are drawn to them. Those have no substance to them, at least to me. I guess maybe to me I call them teen date movies because they don't really have anything. But what? Okay, my phone's going. Did I like the new Halloween? Yeah, I love the new Halloween. Of course I did. I'm like a Halloween junkie. That's like my favorite old slasher. When I say and I just talk about slashers, but like I'm talking about like the 90s slashers. The older slashers, as cheesy as they were, they still had a creepy element to it. So like you had Michael Myers who walked really slow and is lurking, and you got Jason, and they were kind of creepy. They were kind of big and scary and all this kind of stuff. And Scream just to me was kind of like a parody of all that stuff. I don't know. I couldn't get into the Scream franchise. You're welcome. I'm kind of like having these questions. It's been a long time, so I'm hoping that I can get that license to like maybe do like a proper Chamber of Horrors live where like I host and like show the picture and then come in between it for intermission, sort of like a real proper horror show. I would really love for Chamber of Horrors to be like that, and then have a Q&A at the end like this. So bear with me, it's coming. Slowly but surely. Let's see. What's the worst thing about horror modeling? Oh, God. There's a lot. There's a lot. And it's because the people, some of the girls that go into it don't have a passion for horror. I worked with other models who did the same like zombie thing that I did long ago, and they didn't have the passion for the horror, so it just wasn't worth it. Like they didn't want to get their, you know, they didn't want to get dirty. Otis, stop it. So like you have to work with these people that don't love the genre. Now if you get a group of people that are into the genre and know, then it's fantastic. But for the most part you get these people that are like, I just want to do it because, you know, it looks like a good idea and I see all the spooky people get attention. It's either you're spooky or you're not. You know what I mean? Like you can't naturally, like, sure you can act and stuff like that, but that sounds kind of condescending, but it's like you have to have a passion for getting dressed up in the prosthetics and fully bringing out the characters and hopping in muddy holes with worms crawling on you, because yes, that happened to me in like 23-degree weather. Okay, but you gotta have a love for it. Now I'm not just saying like people that don't work the part. Yeah, Otis is my dog. I'm not saying like people that don't look like me aren't legit. I'm just saying like a lot of times you get these people that are like, oh, I'm just doing it for a fad, and they don't realize that there really is an art and a passion for people who do this sort of artwork and have the time. And my dog is dancing around in circles because Chris left the room. So let's see. I am trying to okay. Let's see here. So I want to know from you guys if I should try to do a live stream where we just like come together. Maybe I'll plan one where I'm actually putting makeup on myself while we chat. Or like I'll, you know, come up with a game we can play, something like that. I don't know, but if you guys like these live streams, or I'll do them. I would like to get back into it. I miss doing them, and I can't believe people showed up because normally I forget to share, and I spend time talking to myself. Do you like zombie movies? Sometimes. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. It really depends on how they look. I'm not a big fan of the ones that can run. I don't find them to be... I don't know. It really depends. Really depends on the film and how the storyline goes. For the most part, though, I'm kind of tired of the whole zombie genre because of the whole thing going on right now. But I do love doing zombie prosthetics. I do have a zombie makeup that I will be doing for Emily. She told me to do one inspired by the quarantine and the virus, so I will be doing that when my products come in the mail. Can you PM me what? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can let you know what I did. I actually made the image in my um, photo software, and then I went ahead and used OBS to put my camera in there. And this is my first time doing it, so that's why it looks kind of cheesy. But then again, I'm a cheesy channel, so. How many tattoos do you have? I just have the one. I just have Clive. Clive's brother's coming soon, so. But I have I really love the line where, like, I've had this one and it's so smooth. It's not, like, bumpy or anything. Everyone's like, oh, you know, when you have it, it's going to be, she did such a good job. So, I just have Clive right now. His brother's going to go on this side, and it's going to be a jester's hat instead of horns on this side. And it's going to be, like, my two personalities, my spooky and my goofy, because I do have a goofy one. Vampires are better than zombies. I hate to say it. I've always just been a vampire fan and a werewolf fan over zombies. But I do love the zombie prosthetics. They're just so fun to make. They're so fun to put on. They're so fun to scare people with. So, yeah.
Your dad was massaging my shoulders while I peed.
Well, guys, did you hear that? My dad was massaging Chris's shoulders when he peed. Yes, I should do a live makeup. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, Emily. Like, I'm going to make some prosthetics, and that would be fun, I think. Trying to revive this channel from its dead grave. What are you doing? Why should I smile? Oh, yeah. Chris is over there being weird. He's playing Dragon Ball Z on the PS4, so. Again, I'll link you guys when we get a Twitch.
Kakarot.
Okay. But. Alright, let's see. What else? Chris!
You can't burp?
What the hell? That was fun. Okay, let's see. What is the worst medium to work with for you for special effects? I don't like working with latex unless I'm making a prosthetic on a face mask or face cast. I don't really like it very much. I think it stinks. It's good to practice with when you first start out, but I'd rather use gelatin or 3rd degree or scar wax. I know scar wax is hard to manipulate, but I love it so much because I love seeing it take form. Recently, we're working at Google in order to get some pre-season content uploaded. We have a lot of great things going for us right now. That's awesome to hear, and maybe there should be a collab in the future. You should do a live stream doing the zombie makeup look. Emily, maybe that could be a possibility. I'm hoping so. I'm thinking, like, maybe by then I'll, like, put out the table or something, and that'd be awesome to do. I'd have to do it by a window because those are alcohol-activated paints, and you gotta use 99% alcohol for them. So, you really gotta be in a ventilated place for that. The worst horror movie I've ever seen. Oh god. The worst things. It's a cheesy B movie, but it's also the worst horror movie out there. You can probably find it online, but it's really bad. It's like somewhat kind of dubbed, kind of not. You can't really tell, and these guys are trapped in a house, and these weird things come out, and it's A B movie for all B. It's the king of B movies. Uh, what did I think of Annabelle Comes Home? Did we watch that?
Sucked.
Yeah, we watched that then. I get confused with all the Annabelle Conjuring things, but I don't know, it really wasn't that bad. Yeah, Emily, I agree. It's the perfect time to revive my channel. But Annabelle Comes Home, I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be creepier than it was, but it wasn't. So, yeah. But again, I don't know. I think that whole Conjuring franchise thing is going to outweigh its welcome soon because the jump scares are just not doing it anymore. I want to see some creepy things. How do you prepare to make videos? I talk to myself in a mirror. Yeah, that's what I do. I just practice and then pretend my camera is just a mirror and makes me less nervous and keep on track and get into the character of Mercy to do it. Um, will you have merch soon? I will have merch soon. That's another emailed one, but I will have merch soon. And I know you can't watch this during the live, but if you can watch during the replay, yes. I will come up with that soon when I'm ready. When was the moment you got into horror or the supernatural? Okay, this is gonna be kind of weird. When I was like 4, my dad had on the original Night of the Living Dead. And then when I was about 6 or 7, the Backstreet Boys came out with that one music video where they were like zombies and mummies and vampires. And like, I guess it just stuck. Like, it was always there. I just couldn't always dress the part or get really into it as a kid, you know, because my natural hair color is blonde, and you know, like, it was just a whole thing. And then as I got older, I was able to express myself more and get more in depth with it. But yeah, I was very at a young age. Like, I would write little stories too. Like, I remember I was at my grandmother's house and I had this notebook full of this girl named Becky who was going on this train, and she was so confused because it would take her to a time in the past and she had to fight all these demons. And I was only like 9 or 10 years old when I wrote that story. So I think it's just something that was just instilled in me as a kid, and it wasn't even from Night of the Living Dead. Like, that's the first movie I think everybody's introduced to. I also, because it's really not too, you can't really tell that it's gory or not because, you know, it's black and white and stuff like that. Um, but it was, and then it just kept going. Like, the Backstreet Boys video, I noticed all the horror characters, and I know that's weird to say because, you know, what are you talking about? But I always stuck to all the horror characters who just get in my mind, like, oh, I think these creatures are pretty cool. And then when my grandmother, she would show the silent version of Phantom of the Opera and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and all that kind of stuff, and I just absolutely loved the imagery. So I was a very young kid, and I'm really inspired by the expressions of the silent era. I think that body language of the silent era needs to be brought back into modern horror because it's not just the makeup that sells, you have to be able to portray it as well. And yes, Emily, give them a check out. I think it's right up your alley. I think you'll enjoy it really much. Okay, in about 15 minutes, I'm probably going to end this stream, so if there's any more questions. I think Annabelle was pretty good. I also think it needs to be creepier. See, I get the doll trying to be creepy. I just think the way they set up the movies, you kind of already can predict what's going on. Instead of having that suspenseful element, that's what's missing from those movies. If they would add a little bit more, it's kind of like the writer just hurries up and writes because they know it's going to sell because it's a creepy doll, instead of taking that time and effort. Like, the storylines are awesome, but they just need to be portrayed a little bit better, if that makes sense. I'm sorry if I'm like losing my voice right now. I'm not it's so annoying to have seasonal allergies right now during this virus because every time you sneeze or cough, everybody is like staring at you like it's a witch hunt or something. Okay, let's see. But yeah. Okay. And alright, so yeah, I'll probably end around 9 o'clock. It's in a couple minutes here. Have to make myself some dinner and get back to creating. So we'll finish up with some questions here. What do you love more, beauty makeup or special effects makeup? Special effects makeup. I can do beauty makeup on myself. I can't do it on other people. It's really not my forte, but a lot of the techniques that are in beauty makeup you can also use in special effects makeup. When it comes to like blending and stuff, I just prefer to make people look like creatures. And that's part of what I'm going to offer at my studio too. It's not just about making these videos, but people will come to me to get changed into character and get a professional photo shoot done. It's kind of like how, when ladies go to get their boudoir shoots done. So, except you come to me to get scary. Best concert I've gone to, that's, I want to say Typo Negative because that's my favorite band, but unfortunately when I went to see them back in 2009, the sound guy, I don't know, he had a thumb up his ass because the sound was awful. It was, I don't know, and it kind of sucked, but I would say the best concert I saw was Gigantor, Megadeth with Motorhead. It was fantastic. We got 10 more minutes because I know everybody's getting hungry. We're kind of eating late. If everything works out right, we might find a roulette on Gore or something. That would be awesome. That's cool to see your show still going on and growing. I'm hoping to make sure my stuff keeps growing now. Take advantage of this quarantine. It'd be cool to have a goulette because, like, not a lot of people see ladies up in character, so that'd be interesting to see. I'm going through my email too. Try not to click so loud so you guys can't hear it and disrupt you guys. Yeah, I listened to them before I started streaming too, and they kind of calmed my nose down because I haven't been on camera in ages. So, but I have my ticket stub on my wall and everything like that. It was good to see though. I actually forced my dad. It was also my dad's favorite band, so I grew up listening to them, and my gut told me that we had to go to the show because a couple months after we went to the show, Pete died. So I had to force my dad to go, and he was happy we ended up going. I had just turned 18. It was my graduation present. Yeah. See, I don't know. Like, I'm glad I sound fine on the microphone, but in person, I sound all nasally right now. It's also partly why I didn't use my character voice. I'm still kind of getting over my sinus cold. Let's see. Would I ever get piercings? For the longest time, I wanted like snake bites or whatever, but I don't think so. Tattoos are more my thing, and I have a lot of them planned. I know I only have one right now, but I have a lot planned and a lot being drawn for me. I really don't like going and picking one out of the book, because then everybody else could have it. My tattoos are going to be drawn for me in a style that I like, and people are like, oh my god, you're so picky. Well, it's going to be on my body for the rest of my life. And they all are going to link together and tell a story. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And I look forward to when this is over with so I can get my hair done and freaking go get a tattoo. What do I feel about elitists in the genre? I think elitists in every genre when it comes to anything are just annoying. Like, there's no reason to be an elitist, and if somebody doesn't know about something as much as you can educate without being belittling. So it all comes down to being treated how you want to be. Um, yeah, a lot of people. I was actually shocked because a lot of people said that a lot of people that I have known for years, because like I live in a small town, so we all grew up together. Um, I wouldn't expect want to come to me to get character makeup done and get a pro shoot done, and that's where a lot of Mercy's workshops are gonna come. Like a lot of them said, like, oh, can you film turning me into a monster? So you'll be seeing me turn people into the characters and then reveal the professional shoot after. So it's gonna be fun. See, I don't know. I think the best thing about the creature is that creature makeup is that people want to again be taken out of reality. So, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna wind it down now. I had a great time with you guys, and I'll definitely be doing a live again soon. Um, Probably not next weekend, but maybe the weekend after. I want to get something set up to do something fun and not just have me talking here. Like maybe I'll set up some sort of game or some sort of interesting thing that we can do together. I just wanted to get some questions answered out of the way, and I know a lot of people are gonna watch the replay, so you know this was fun with you guys, and I'm sure that we'll start building on top of this one and revive the channel, revive the shows. And also, I want to give a shout out to one of the groups that I help with, Content Creator Network. If you are a creator, join that group on Facebook. We help people get started and promoted and all that stuff. We also have a Twitter page, and I do believe we set up our Instagram page. If you're following me on Twitter, you will see it. And if you follow me on Facebook. So those are for people who are fellow creators. You have a great night too, Go World Order. And this was fun. I'm gonna head out right now, and I am totally hungry. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye, guys.